Hello my sugar plums, welcome back to my channel. Guys, in today's DIY I'm gonna be showing you how to make this beautiful purple bitch charcuterie tray. Now I use something very unconventional to make it, so I hope you like it. I absolutely love it. Now if you're new to my channel, then I'm gonna tell you right now, purple is my favorite color, which is not news if you're no subscribers. Back a few months ago I told you guys I wanted to make like a beautiful purple bitch. Well, this is it. I'm definitely went and make my purple bitch, and since I love charcuterie trays and boards, so I decided to make one. Now I'm gonna be showing you some picture of the bitches that kind of inspire me to do those. Look at those beautiful bitches, guys. If you hear any thunder, it's because it's raining like crazy right now, so forgive me for that. Now this is what I said, unconventional thing that I used to make it. Now this is, do you guys know? This is part of a blackboard that my kid had. I don't know if you buy stuff from IKEA, you can see this part of blackboard they sell in IKEA. Now this broke off and I decided to use it. So first thing I went and did, of course, I removed the long pieces that was attached, help this attach to the board. And then I went and washed it with soap and water, let it completely dry out, and then wipe it again with 95% alcohol. Now that I have the shape and the tray that I want, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my acrylic paint. I decided to do acrylic paint at the bottom, just to have like a clear picture of where I want my stuff to be. Again guys, everything that I use is gonna be in the description box below, so make sure you check it out if you need to know what I use and where to find them. I'll leave a link for you also, so you can go and purchase them there. Now once I went and paint out my purple, the shade of purple that I want, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for my blues. Again, I'm gonna be using the light blue, the middle, and the darkest one. Again guys, and if you want blend your blues together because they are different shade, make sure you just drag the previous one to the current one that you're using. So that's the way that's the way that you're gonna be able to blend your your colors seamlessly. Now it's the same thing when you're doing you're pouring with your epoxy. It's gonna be the same thing. Now once I have my color painted on my tray, I'm gonna go ahead and let it completely dry before I continue. Now for this tray guys, I want it to be very sparkly, so we're gonna be using a lot of stone, a lot of like crushed glass, a lot of stuff. Now for my beach part, I'm gonna be using two different type of crushed glass. I'm gonna be using the white one from Mica, or the clear one from Mica, and I'm gonna be using this beautiful honey gold one that I made myself. If you want to know how I made this, I'm gonna leave the video for you right there. You can click on it, or you can check the video at the end of this video, or in the description box below. Now once I finish adding my purple alcohol ink in them, now the one that's the honey color crushed glass gonna become like almost like a reddish purplish, like very honey looking color, and it's beautiful. I went and added some gold glitter in it, and then for the crushed glass from Michael, I went and added my purple in it, and then it's gonna be very dark purple, and I also added some purple glitter in it. So I also have like different type of other color loose gems and crushed glass for my water part. Also, we're gonna be adding some glitter from Let's Resin. Again, please guys, refer to the description box below for any information on what I use and where to find them. Now I'm gonna be using both a mixed blue of the glitter and a purple blue, as well as some beautiful turquoise green color shift sequence also for the water, guys. It have to be the bottom part of the ocean, the bed of the ocean is gonna be super glittery, super sparkly with stone. That's what we want. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix my epoxy. Again, so you guys know what epoxy I use Permanent Supply. I'm gonna go with a little thin coat of epoxy. We don't need to flood it completely because we just want enough epoxy to keep those stones in place. As you can see, I went and put my purple, and then I sprinkle some of that reddish purpley crushed glass. And then now I'm gonna go with a bright pink mica powder from Prisma 65. Now I decided to add a bright pink on it because when I look at the the other beaches that I was inspired by, I saw like they have like different shade of colors in it, and it wasn't like in every spot, so I decided to put the mica powder directly on some spot and put a little bit of epoxy on top of it, so that way the color can be concentrated in this area itself. So we're gonna have like different shade in our purple shore line. Now once I finish adding my bright pink mica powder and fix it with some epoxy, we're gonna go over it with more of the reddish crushed glass, and this is what the beach area is gonna be looking like. As you can see different shade of it, and I absolutely love the way it looks. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the water part, the ocean part of the tray. We add a thin layer of the epoxy, and then now I'm gonna go and start adding my stone. Now we have like a loose blue stone. We're gonna be adding that throughout the whole the water part, and then I'm gonna be adding some clear of the same small gemstone. We're gonna be adding some blue crushed glass that I put some alcohol ink in it. Again guys, I have a video for that, I'll link it for you, make sure you check it out. And then we're gonna go with a very beautiful greenish gold sequins. We're gonna add them to throughout the thing, the water part. Also I have like those small nails stone. I also added some tiny little gemstone also throughout the water part and the beach area. And for the final glitter part, we're gonna be adding the blue glitter. It's a blue mixed glitter, so we have like different color shifting in it. We're gonna be adding that throughout the water, and the purple blue one throughout the beach and the water as well. Now the finishing touch is gonna be different sizes of pearl. We're gonna be adding throughout the water part of the ocean tray. So this is what it's gonna be looking like. I went and let this dry for 4 hours before I move on, because we want that to stay thick. We don't want our gems to move because we want them to be at the bottom of the ocean. Now again, I'm gonna go ahead and make my ocean water because we want to have a clear view of the bottom of the ocean. We're gonna be using alcohol ink. Again guys, please check the description below for all the information of what I use. Now once I finish mixing all my different shade of blues, I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my water. And again guys, like I mentioned before, for you to have a very seamless look, blend your colors together, and all you have to do is drag the previous color to the current one that you're using, and then that's gonna help you blend the water together, so you won't be able to see a big difference like this. Now once we finish doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the heat gun to heat up my epoxy and use the torch to blow out and remove any bubbles. Now we're gonna go ahead and start doing our waves. Now again, I'm gonna go ahead and start my first wave with the shoreline, and then you know how to do the wave. Just heat it up with the heat gun, and then once you see the epoxy start to warm up and start to move, you are ready to start pushing it until you're satisfied with your wave, and then heat that puppy up with the heat gun to create some beautiful cells and lacing. Guys, I absolutely love casting craft white pigment. It creates the most beautiful lacing and spider web lacing and beautiful cell, and they make the most beautiful wave. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and throw out my tray, my ocean water part of the tray. I'm gonna add my waves, heat it with the heat gun, create some beautiful lacing, and then once we are done, I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry overnight. The thing with when you make like an ocean anything tray or like coaster, you have to do it in a portion. Because this is what gonna be adding like a lot of depth to your piece, is when you do it in portion part. You have to let it cure and then do the second layer, adding some beautiful depth to it, because when you're looking at the ocean, you can see wave under the water and a wave on top of the water. It's a very, very intricate and beautiful. So that's what I did. I went and completely let my tray completely cure overnight, and then the next day we're gonna move on to the second part, the second layer of water we're gonna be adding. Now, you don't want to keep wasting a lot of epoxy, because guys, epoxy is super expensive. So when you're doing an ocean part, you just need a little bit of epoxy at a time to add the detailing, like, because you're gonna do it in different portion, like many days gonna pass when you're doing it, adding layer on top of layer. You don't want to keep floating the your piece that you're doing. Just add the epoxy only where you're working, and that's it. Now this is day number 2. We're gonna go ahead and start adding depth to my piece. I'm showing you how beautiful some of the lacing come out, and some of the cells, how beautiful it is, and you can still see all the glitz and glitter and beautiful stone that's under the water itself. Those are at at the bed of the ocean. It looks beautiful, if I have to say myself. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do my 3 water again, and this time I'm gonna do it even more sheer than I did the first one, because this is just to add depth to it. You don't want it to be completely opaque. That way you will be able to see all the wave that's under your water. Now I also added a little bit of glitter. I added some green and some blue to my glitters, to my epoxy, just to make the water sparkle a little bit more. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and add a very thin layer of the water to as my second layer. Now again, make sure you blend your waters together by dragging the previous one to the current one that you're adding, and then I'm gonna finish doing it, and I'm gonna go ahead and heat it up and add my second layer of wave. Now you don't need to go crazy if you're doing a piece that doesn't have to have like a bunch of waves. You don't have to have a lot of wave every time you add another layer. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the wave on the surface, so that way you can clearly see there's like different dimension of the waves under the water, wave above the water, so you can clearly see the depth. And this is what gonna give your piece a lot of depth. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of wave. Again, it's the same process. Put your white down, a little bit of clear, heat it up with the heat gun, and once you see the epoxy warm enough to start moving, you can start pushing it in the direction that you want. You can push it forward, it's just depend on what you're looking for. But I love to have a lot of lacing in my waves, so I always tend to heat it up a lot with the torch, so I can have those beautiful cells and lacing. Now once I finish, this is the last 2 little piece of wave that I'm gonna be adding, so that way this part can be quite white. So I am done. All I'm gonna be doing now is take a little bit of the clear that I have, put it on the shore, the sand, the purple part, and then that's it. I am done for this part, and this is gonna be the end of day number 2. I told you guys, it took me 5 days to make this, but it was worth it. It's so beautiful. And guys, we probably will have some good news soon, but I'll let you know once I finalize everything. But this is day number 2. I'm showing you all the depth that's showing in the water. You can see different color on the sand part. You can see the pink, the purple, the glitter, all the stone that's under the ocean bed, the different type of wave that we have. We're gonna let this dry again for overnight, and then it will be day number 2. Now we're gonna come back with day number 3. Now day number 3, all I'm gonna be doing some sanding, because I want to keep the wood part of the tray to look like wood, but we have to sand it to remove the all the grind of the dirtiness looking that it is. I'm gonna finally sand it with a 220 grit sandpaper all the way up to 400, and then once we're done, we're gonna clean that up with some alcohol. And this is we're gonna finesse this part that we have cut, the long piece of wood in there. And then once we are done, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the wood part with a metallic gold acrylic paint. Again, I got my metallic gold acrylic paint from Mont. I got the whole set. It's a big set that came with the box from Mont, and guys, it was super affordable and it's a great paint to use. So I'll leave the link for you also in the description box below. Now I use a gold metallic paint again, guys, because I wanted the wood to still look like wood, so that's why I use the gold to paint the wood. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do that for all the top part of the tray and also on the side, and then we're gonna let it dry before we go and move on and add our flood coat for the epoxy. Now how much epoxy do you need is gonna be depending on how big your piece is, and you know what you add in it. If you add a lot of stone, you might have a lot of pointy or sharp edges to it. It's just gonna be depending. Me, for the flood coat, I actually use a 20 ml of epoxy, and I had a very nice finish. And once I finished hitting the epoxy with my heat gun and my blowtorch, I went and add some epoxy to seal the wood part of it, because I didn't want the wood part to not be sealed, just because of what I used to make the tray. Now the bottom part also, guys, I'm completely forgot to press record when I was doing the bottom part. Basically, I let this dry overnight, and then in the next day, which is gonna be day number 4, I flip it over and then I paint the bottom part of the tray black and put a coat of epoxy on top of it. Now the reason that I did that is because the middle part of the tray, because I use a blackboard, you know, tray to do that, the middle part of the tray, the wood that's there is basically MDF, and if you leave it there like this, not sealing it, you won't be able to wash your tray, you know, to clean it up. So because I wanted to have the option to clean my tray after using it, so I decided to go and put a coat of epoxy at the bottom and seal every single part of it, so that way I'll be able to wash it and not have to have issue with the wood part. Now I completely forgot to press record. I turned on the camera or did the whole thing, and then when I was done, I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot to press record. But basically what I did is just paint it black and then put the epoxy on it, let it cure overnight. Now this is day number 5, because I forgot to record day number 4. I'm showing you this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful all the epoxy is on the wood. It still looks like a natural wood color, but you have like the gold acrylic paint on it. And then I'm gonna be showing you what the bottom of the tray look like. As you can see, this part, this is the part that I went and painted black and put a clear coat of epoxy on it, let it cure overnight. Now the tray is basically done, guys, but I wanted to add a handle on it to make it a lot more easier and look a lot more fancier. Now I decided to go with that antique, almost like a red rose gold, like almost purplish looking handle. I'm gonna go ahead and put the handle on the side instead of on the top part of it. That way the tray is more elongated and it looks better that way. So I'm using the 5-minute epoxy to glue my epoxy to glue my tray to my handle to the tray. And then once I'm done, that's it, guys, we are done. Our charcuterie tray is done, and I must say it looks fantastic. I absolutely love the way it looks. I love all the dimension in it. I'm gonna give you a close-up, guys. You can see all the detail, all those different layers of it. It's absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. And to think I just started this with a blackboard tray. Yes, the part that I hold the the little eraser part of it, that was the tray for. And guys, ain't nobody gonna be telling me this is a blackboard tray. That's it. I love it, love it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I have many DIY on my channel. If you're interested, you can click on the link at the end of the video to watch another DIY, or you can go straight to my channel and watch any DIY that you please, as many as you want. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, like this video. It will help the channel a lot. Share this with your friend and family. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate all your love and support, guys. Don't forget to go ahead and click on your notification bell to make sure you are notified on all my new upload, guys. And also, I'm gonna be adding a link for my social media in the description box below, guys. Please follow me on Instagram, and I just opened a TikTok account. Yes, I have to get with the trend. So go ahead and follow me there for, you know, short clips and, you know, what's not. So guys, I love you so much. Don't forget to go ahead and click and watch all other DIY that you want, guys. Follow me on all my social media. Stay tuned for another video on Wednesday, guys. And you know the drill. As always, be blessed and stay blessed, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. I love you. Mwah.